Hello. Today we have another new campaign because of DLCs and that sort of thing coming out and things breaking. New campaigns all round. Isn't that wonderful? So this campaign we're going to do is a Malakai McKyson. That's how you say it. Malakai McKyson of the Masters of Innovation campaign. Now, unlike the what is he called? Tamarkan campaign. This guy's a dwarf. No nurgling here. Just dwarf. And he's a Slayer dwarf, and he's an inventor of a Slayer dwarf, so that's pretty good. Now, let's quickly go and check our campaign settings. Manual saves are not allowed during the campaign, so now instead of that being called Legendary, that's now called Iron Man mode. It even says that on the save game descriptions. Still going to leave all of this as it normally is, just with all the various crises possible, minimal advice, usual bloody blah stuffs. I'll leave all that as is. And now I go back to McKyson. Shocking. Alright, so starting out we get one of the new units, the Doom Seekers, which is one of the new Slayer types we can get. They have a thing where they will spin around. Where is it? No, Ward of Grimner. The Whirlwind of Death, so they cannot move. So it's kind of good if they get surrounded. But you can only use it once per battle. So that's a bit annoying. But, you know, it's kind of fun. And they do absolutely wreck as well, which is kind of cool. So, and they've got fairly high melee defense, so that's good. Otherwise, it's the usual miners with blasting charges, which are honestly kind of shit. Very low melee defense on them. Some thunderers, gyrocopters with the brimstone guns, so they have flaming attacks. They're okay, but I find gyrocopters generally a bit lackluster. And a unit of cannons. You also get I've already forgotten what his airship called. There it is right there. It's the Spirit of Grogny, that's his Lord effect, and it's a big airship that comes flying onto the battlefield and decimates your enemies. Has a big harpoon gun on the front, and in my playtesting I found that it can go right through an enemy and skewer your own heroes and stuff. So that's a good way to try and kill Felix, apparently. I don't suggest it. Now, he also has deranged munitions, which he can use, I think it's, every 90 seconds. And it increases armor piercing and all that sort of stuff from ranged units. So very, very good for using on thunderers and cannons. And missile strength, plus 20% for artillery and flying war machine units. So those two there do lots more damage. His faction effects, he has access to Malakai's adventures, enabling powerful war machines and artillery modifications, and unique legendary battles. Haven't got to do any of those yet. I've only done a little bit of playtesting with him. He started the campaign with Gotrek and Felix, who are now actually both heroes, rather than Gotrek being a lord for some reason, which is nice. And they both now have skill trees, and you can give them items, and they start with legendary items, so they're pretty damn good. Upkeep minus 15% for artillery and war machine units, so lots of artillery in our armies is the way to go, and recruitment rank for artillery in that. He starts up here in Krakadrak, which isn't a bad starting position. One of his things is to take Karag Dum, which is like over here-ish, but it's hard to kind of get to. There are some bugs with Malakai's campaign at the moment, so when they get hot fixed, I don't know if it's going to break the save for this or not. If it does, I'll have to restart it. If it doesn't, that'll be good. If they don't apply to the save games as well, I'm not sure how that's going to work. But we'll just have to kind of play it by ear, I think, and just run with how it works. It can happen in the early stages of new DLC and that sort of stuff. And Creative Assembly are trying to be better with applying patches and deploying their DLCs and that sort of stuff. So far, this DLC seems an improvement, so hopefully they will continue along that. The uptake in players on this has been really good as well, from what I've seen. I'll shut up for the cutscene.
From the
Leave mute this.
earliest age of the Engineers Guild, the Dawi have forged machines of war. Wonders hewn of Gromril and gold. Trusted plans handed down through generations. Yet there are those who defy tradition. Cast out from the guild for his outlandish ideas, Malakai Makaisen now seeks to regain his honor. His Slayer oath to be fulfilled through iron, grit, and glory.
Alright, so that is Malakai Makaisen's little start intro deal. So yeah, as you can see, we start up here at Krakatrak. We have a Chaos Demon as our first enemy. We have the new and improved Age of Reckoning system, which I think is kind of like the new Grudge system. No, not really. It's just the Age of Reckoning system, I suppose, because there is still the Great Book of Grudges. Basically, with this, as we get through grudges, so as you can see, 308 grudges for killing him, we get bonuses after the 10 turns, which apparently they're looking at expanding to 15 turns, because 10 turns has been a bit struggle for people. And as you go through, you get better bonuses from completing it at the end. So at the moment, we'd get a decent minus going on there. As you go, it gets better and better. Now, it's not available yet, so I can't really show you some parts of... Oh no, that's just the Forge. So, via that as well, as you can see, you've got corresponding symbols that went along with the little grudge thingy. So yeah, if we only reach this level, we'll unlock some of these units. And it should say here how many. Doesn't really specify. But yeah, as you go through, it basically expands to those two, then those 4, then those 6, and then all of them. And at the moment, they're free of recruitment costs, but I think they're looking at changing that as well, which is probably a good idea because it is a bit overpowered. Though I haven't actually gotten to the point where I can recruit them before, so we'll see how that goes. The other mechanic they've thrown in, which I think is a really good one, is a confederation mechanic. So if you settle the most grudges, basically these will give you ideas on how many grudges you need to settle to actually confederate them, and this will actually change as you go through because they'll settle grudges and and the amount of settlement, so it's a number that'll change. But if you reach enough grudges settled, you will be able to confederate them just that easily rather than through diplomacy, which is good. On top of that, we also have the legendary grudges, so we want to complete all of these sorts of things. So make sure dwarf factions control all of them, destroy certain factions, and you get, of course, different rewards based on what you actually manage to do. Unlocks landmark. Building involves anvil, restores underway network. That is actually really good. So that lets you essentially jump through the world. So much, much further. Landmark building in the Oak of Ages. Restores underway to them. More underway. Travel is now -3 turns if you get that one. And a unique dwarf lord is added to your recruitment pool. That would be pretty cool. I wonder who that is. Carrick 8 peach, 2 more grudge settler units capacity per army, and unlock landmark buildings at the Silver Pinnacle. So lots of stuff to aim for through that, and I've managed to get myself very far away from where Malakai is. The forge is your oath gold, and that's not really hasn't really changed at all, I don't think. Though they've changed some of the materials needed for certain items, and my favourite item, which is the one that gives not replenishment, it's another R word, regeneration. That's the one. It now does not require clay. It now requires beer and oath gold. So that's really good because getting beer as a resource is super easy as the dwarves because you just build that building. And there's other incentives to build that building as well. Then, of course, there is also Malakai's Adventures, which won't actually become available until turn 5, but it's very similar to the Changelings little deal, where you pick a mission, and there'll be like 6 little things you've got to achieve, and then you do a final battle. Done a little bit of that, but yeah, it's pretty good so far. What else has changed? I've been doing a lot of talking. The other thing that's changed is the tech trees. It's a lot smaller now. I think it's still pretty damn big. You need oath gold to unlock certain things. And you need to, so for example, to get up there, you already have to have done 7 of these. And depending on who you want to really be and what you want to do, we're probably going to be going along this sort of side fairly heftily to start with, so that we can make our missile units better rather than our melee units, because we're going to focus more on missiles than melee. Of course, it's me. I always focus on missiles, and this guy is very artillery heavy. Now, and we've of course also got these ones. Now, there's the Goblin Hewer, which is one of the new missile weapons, and I'm really keen to see that. I haven't actually gotten one in any of my little playtesting yet. I haven't actually done long playtesting, so. But for now, we're going to start with guilds, because this is where you get things like your replenishment rates and stuff like that. But mostly I want the diplomatic and it's really just the growth I'm going for here. And then I'll jump over, then I'll change it over to clans. So I want to do that. Crack a Drac, which already has gemstones, which is great. Very good for our trade. We're going to throw in a siege workshop there because I want to pile in the more artillery. And believe me, I'm going to have a fat load of artillery very quickly. And we're going to have our first battle against Dungrut, which is a lovely, lovely Nurgle name. And we're going to fight this one manually, because you should always fight your first battles manually. I'm actually going to fight a lot of these battles manually at the moment, because I want to try and keep the deaths down and the kills up. I tell you what, these are, Nurgle greater demons. They really need to get some underpants. It's a terrible sight when they die and when they do the end scene. For where you've won the battle, you're looking at a lot of butt crack on that. It's just a little bit disturbing, to say the least. Now we want our thunderers kind of up the hill a bit. Let's see. We need the cannons up the top of the hill. Here we go. This looks like this might be an advantage point. I started one a little bit ago, and it honestly, I didn't actually put them far enough up the hill, so there were some issues. Put these guys behind there. Gyrocopters are going to start up forward, and our lord, I'm going to put him over here. I want him. Worst part is it's hard to see his little thing for where he's pointing. So we're going to point him that direction a bit more. It's in that range. Yep, it's good. Gotrek and Felix, I want them about here. These guys are going to head forward. Let's go. Go, go. Now, cannon can fire at anyone it wants to until we have Dungrut in our sights. Then we want him firing at Dungrut. Oh, no, he's going to start firing at Dungrut anyway. Alright, you boys are going to fire down the line here. I'm going to specifically tell you to aim there. Yeah, so that's the new look of the shooting for that as well. I kind of want him to follow that unit, but seems to be some weird issues with the gyrocopters and when it comes to firing. He'll be fine. See, they stop a lot and just sort of sit there. Getting their shooting in. Cannonballs smashing into Dungrut, that's good. Let's throw that down on them. 44 seconds until our mighty boat comes in. As usual, they've fallen behind. No surprises there. Right, they've thrown their stuff, so let's we're going to change their direction a little bit now. Oh, we've got to change his direction as well. See, he's going to get wrecked by Dungrut. What we want to do here is going to drop bombs on these units a couple of times, and we're going to bring in the Spirit of Grugny just here. You need to get away from Dungrut still. And let's get the Spirit of Grugny doing its thing. Look at that, it's a lovely looking boat. Where are you? Get the fuck away from Dungrut, Jesus. Get away from him. Away, away I tell ya. He's gonna wreck ya. What do I keep saying? Get away from him. Come on. You two need to be on him so he can get away. These guys will drop their bombs. You guys need to keep shooting because you just stop randomly. There are problems there, I think. This is why I don't like the gyrocopters very much. It's good. Dungrut has gone down. Unfortunately, we did lose. Oh, no, there he goes. There goes Dungrut. Bunch of nurglings. There we go. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of health on Malakai there. I normally try and avoid that, but yeah, he did end up well in combat with Dungrut there. That was not good at all. They just crazy. 73 kills. It's good. He did his damage on Dungrut. Didn't really do much in the way of actual kills. That's good. We didn't have to see his ass. I kind of want the Oath Gold. I kind of want that as well. I think I'm going to go with that just to get the. Oh, good. So we've got a thing. So getting a gem cutter, good. 2 gem cutters is good. That's good. So another thing. So more crew airship growth because through where are we? So if we actually change this to this one, so get a little airship above ourselves there. And there's a bunch of stuff he can build via the airship, which is mostly most of the things like thunder barges, that sort of stuff. All of the various attacky stuff, the usual sorts of other things he gets. He's not a. It's not a true horde, but it is horde-like.
What?
But we're not going to do that just yet. We still have another battle to fight before we do that. So we're off to Straw-Draken. And we're going to fight this one manually as well. Especially since I got Malakai so damaged. Okay, so I'm a Gumby. Yes, I am. I'm a Gumby, and I got my legendary lord into melee, where he's not very good. Not compared to the heroes Godric and Felix, anyway. That same map as last time, so we're probably going to do basically the same setup. Thunderers we want on slightly high ground. There. Miners either side. Place. You two just up here. You're going to be back here a bit. Trying to pop some caps. Whatever it is he does. These guys are going to be up front. Not doing a very good job. Yes, that seems to be what they do. Cannons, we want them firing at flag bearers this time. No point having them firing at Nurglings, because Nurglings are essentially a nothing unit, really. Come on. Jeez. Yeah. Turn around and shoot the fucking thing. God damn it. I don't like gyrocopters. There's issues with the gyrocopters. If you're not micromanaging your gyrocopters, they're not going to do anything. That's just silly. You shouldn't have to micromanage gyrocopters, of all things. Blasting off his shots. Come on, gyrocopters. Up a bit. Fuck.
I'm ready.
Not too far away from getting our air unit back in. He should be okay, hopefully, in that combat. You guys going to drop your charges, or are you just going to stand there like fucking idiots? They dropped their charges. Oh. I still left. Still ended up getting into combat with. Yeah, you guys go get in combat there. Get Grogny in. And he will just kind of cruise through, blasting stuff. There we go. Get the firing, boys. Yeah. He pretty quickly racks up kills. They do a lot of damage. It says his range is 1, but that's just to do with the bombs he drops, I've found. There's a bunch of Grudge Rakers on here as well. Grudge Rakers, Slayer Captain. It's all good. All good. Man, he actually did take a fair bit of damage from those. Yeah, really can't get him into melee. For a Slayer, he's the worst meleeer. So, gonna have to work on healing him up now. So, yeah, that's right. Now, one thing I have to remember now is have to remember to recruit. Something I forget. For some reason, something to do with Malakai Markaisen, I forget to recruit. Now, the first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get rid of the melee units building. I don't need it, and the extra gold from getting rid of it's good. I mostly want to get to rank 2 here so that I can get Dragon Slayers and Slayer Pirates, because I like Slayer Pirates. That's why I want them, just because I like them. I don't think they're as good as Slayers, but I like them, so I want them. Now, as I was saying, I need to remember to recruit, so we'll recruit 2 of them and 1 of them. I would recruit another 1 of them, but that's the Spirit of Grugny recruitment pool. And you got here global, and so we're recruiting the warriors from here because we won't be able to recruit them next turn.
I'm on it.
And we need to do some weight spending. Now, Malakai has things like an inspirational leader, but I'm not actually too concerned about that. Getting Inquiring Mind is good for the minus 8% upkeep, but again, not the best. So I'm actually going through and getting his red line first so that we can get higher strength to all of our weapons and stuff. Now, have a look at his skills anyway. So rank 14, we can get him better replenishment rate for all the Slayer units. Missile resistance for all the Slayer units, which is really good. That's at 10, level 6. Better missile damage for Pirate and the Goblin Hewer. And more weapon strength for the other Slayer units. He's got Inventor, so that's hero capacity for +2 for Master Engineers. Slayer, so better upkeep for all those Slayer units. And better weapon strength for all of those Slayer units faction-wide. Replenishment for his artillery, which is good. Because honestly, basically his army is going to be Slayers and artillery, really. Artillery Master, so just better stuff for artillery and an artillery master skill. Architect, yeah, that's okay, but I probably wouldn't really worry too much about that. I'll probably, hopefully, have a good economy and not need those -20s, but see. Master Engineer, so range plus 15%, armor piercing plus 50, and it's going to have auras and all sorts of stuff, augmentations and things. Death Blow gets upgraded automatically, and these are the usual sorts of Rune of Grimnir, Vigor Loss Reduction, all that sort of stuff. Oath Gold Forging, extra Oath Gold percentage. And his normal yellow line is hit points, extra damage, more ammo, though he's got pretty good ammo as it is. Hard to hit, I'm going to want that, definitely going to want that. We've got weapon strength, but weapon strength is going to be higher when fighting greenskins. Probably not too big a deal for him, because, as you've seen, not the best meleeer. Cinderblast Bomb, that looks pretty good. Does a fair bit of damage, so that would be good. Good for when he gets crowded in or anything like that. More Blade Shield, piercing shots, so he'll... Ooh, explosive shot damage, that looks good. And missile strength extra 15%, so that's good. Gun sight, so more range. Faster speed, which for every dwarf is a good idea. And just usual deadly onslaught. So he is pretty good. That's just stand your ground. Some of the other ones, actually, the red line ability seems to be pretty good. Gotrek and Felix. So Gotrek's yellow line is pretty standard warrior-based line. Oh, no, actually it's not hard to hit that I want there. Blade Master and Stubborn Defiance, because he gets physical resistance. Now this also is in the Slayer Lord line. He also gets the usual extra weapon strength, more Blade Shield, usual things there. Nothing too exciting. But he also has Fate of Grimnir, so he's got an ability, Gotrek's Doom, where he gets melee defense and damage resistance. Little bonuses, which would be really good. Magic item drop chance. Melee attack when attacking. Extra hit points and wound recovery time -2. He's got no armor, so it could be good to have that. And perfect figure and causing fear. And these ones you can just pick up individually. So Skaven Slayer, so very good for when you are fighting Skaven, because you're going to want that defense chance, or the ambush defense chance. Demon Slayer, so extra spell resistance and that sort of stuff for his army. Only when fighting certain lords. Other ones, it's just for the local province, so that one just works all the time. These ones just against certain foes. Beast Slayer, so that's very good for the campaign movement range and Vanguard deployment. You do get Woodsman when fighting against Beastmen, but honestly, those two are actually not bad. So, Orc Slayer, which is very much geared towards greenskins, but it also battle reinforcement time. This one is a very good one as well. Missile block chance for him plus 20%, and when you are fighting wood elves, plenty of extra missile resistance, so that's good. And of course the Zombie Slayer, so more physical resistance, which is great. Attrition minus 15% suffer from vampiric corruption, and plus 10% there as well. Our legendary hero, and this is why I don't really need that other ability thing that he has to regenerate in his blue line.
Greatest inventor.
Because
Slayer.
these guys and the Slayer heroes as well have replenishment. He has your standard melee line, including hard to hit. No physical resistance one for him, but he can actually wear armor, or has armor. He have Helping Hand, which I'm not sure exactly what that does, and it does not seem to want to come up. He's got the usual Blood Oath as well, so you want to keep him near your lords. I don't know what that does, and I can't see because it won't let me. I like how sometimes it lets you see these things, and other times it won't. It's very, very annoying. We get Enabled Charms attack, so minus 8 attack, but growth plus 10. That's not on him, that's on the enemies it does that. Weapon strength and bonus versus infantry. Immune to diplomatic penalties when trespassing, so that is really, really good. Diplomatic relations plus 20 with men and dwarves, so that's actually really good. Glorified Sentry, so it gives him the Guardian ability, which is really good when he's always going to be near Gotrek. And he has the hero self-defense plus 15% chance of wounding aggressors and that sort of stuff, so very, very good. And to the bitter end. So that's basically, that's not too bad itself. And it finally makes him unbreakable. Got to get that far to get unbreakable though. There's Dragon Slayer, which is more damage, fire resistance. Sprightly Manling charge bonus, he gets evasion and he gets Vanguard deployment, so it's like 3 skills in 1 skill. It's brilliant. Plus 8 melee attack and 5 melee defense, and they're the usual resistances. So really, really good heroes, those two, and they will do a lot of damage. But that is going to be it for this episode. So I've been Ashen Ninja, and this is Malakai McKyson, and I even remembered to do some recruiting. How fancy is that? I'll see you in the next episode. Hope you have a good one. I'll see you later.